The one thing I think is interesting in this movie is like, 2 movies ago, John Glenn comes on the scene. He's like, I want to get rid of gadgets in an interesting way that makes a point about the character that he can do a bunch of stuff without gadgets. This film still has lots of gadgets, but
there's a lot of gadgets.
They're all subtle and they're all like things that seem very practical for a spy to use.
There's a tracker in the opening when he finds 003. There's the bug finder shaver. There's the stupid-ass polarized glasses. The check scanner, which is a little ridiculous, but whatever.
It works.
And the window opener. I'm not sure if there are any more than that.
By Sharper Image. I don't know if you noticed that.
Sharper Image,
the thing was by Sharper Image. And then they had, the ring that took pictures.
Right.
Yeah. They're all devices that would seem somewhat practical that can be hidden, like opening doors, seeing through things, taking photos. We don't have exploding pins, basically.
Yeah, they're not Deus Ex Machinas. He doesn't have his life saved by Q Branch here.
We do have a Star Wars droid driving around, though.
Yeah, it's a simple setup for a joke at the end of the movie.
Oh, James.
That reminded me of, was it Rocky 2 or Rocky 4, where he has the robot? It was weird because I'm seeing Dolph Lundgren. I'm like,
well, and because it's so rough too, like it's just he's like, this is a highly advanced prototype, and it's like, it's obviously just dated. I don't care about dated stuff because it's like, how are you going to avoid dating yourself? But especially when it's high-tech stuff like this. But what does save Bond's life every time? It's quick thinking, right? Like a simple tire, like just sucking the air out of a tire saves his life. He gets keel-hauled again, but in the sky, to where he just ties a quick knot, just like he does with the rock underwater and For Your Eyes Only. It's that balance, right? It's like you said, John Glenn comes in, he's like, I don't want to just have gadgets save his life. I want Bond to save his own life. And that's and so he brings back gadgets, but not so much that Bond's super reliant on them, but Bond is rather using his wits.
We don't get a Q scene in this movie where he's like, pay attention, 007. Like, we don't get that in this movie.
There's no Q scene.
There's no Q scene. Q's in the movie, but we don't get a scene where he's like, pay attention, 007. This is polarized glasses.
You put them on and you move the things and then you can see through windows. Yeah, but Q, I already could see through the window. Yeah, but now you can see better through the window.
If there's some kind of subtext to this movie, though, it does, like you were talking about, computers and microchips. And I think that was one thing that I wish we'd saw more of, as far as like, it seems strange that the movie is all hell-bent on just destroying Silicon Valley in the way it does, where I'm like, wouldn't it I guess this movie's just not ahead of its time in the fact that it could have been more about computers. Much like a movie like War Games or something like that, because you do see like computers in this movie being used for good, as well as computers being used for nefarious reasons as well.
I find a computer indispensable.
So it kind of ties into the whole microchip thing. We have Q using a computer at one point in this movie,
and Stacy uses one briefly.
Stacy uses one to see seismic activity, and it's an apple. Which I thought was kind of cool.